Hey guys, it's DT back with another big LEGO set. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Mos Eisley Cantina. This is set 75290. It's got 3,187 pieces and it's recommended for ages 18 and up. And this is part of the LEGO Master Builder series. So a very intricate set, lots going on here, and there are a ton of minifigures. So 21 minifigures altogether, and here's a look at the back of the box. So this is pretty cool. The whole thing opens up so you can reenact all your favorite cantina scenes, both from the exterior and the interior. We've got Luke here on the ground. We've got some of the musicians playing their dun 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 dun. And of course we have the infamous Who Shot First scene with Greedo and Han. Looks like we get a sand speeder as well. It's not Luke's speeder, but I think you can get that one in another set. So once you open it up, the dimensions are 20.5 inches by 23 inches. I think you could probably open it up wider than that. So I'm really excited for this set. Been a big fan of A New Hope for probably most of my life. So it's time to open this up and check it out. Almost 3,200 pieces. What do we have here? Okay, we've got a big box and some bags. A bag 10, bag 15. And the instruction manual and stickers. So here's everything we get. Let's build the cantina. Okay guys, here it is, the completed LEGO Mos Eisley Cantina. So the build was rather straightforward, nothing very difficult here. There are a lot of steps though, so make sure to give yourself plenty of time. So the thing I love most about this set is that it is completely modular. That means all of these different pieces can come apart and you can rearrange them however you want. So of course the cantina is where Luke and Obi-Wan go to find a pilot to take them to Alderaan. Of course they wind up meeting Han Solo and a host of other crazy looking aliens. So now that you guys have a quick look all the way around, let's go ahead and separate this into different parts. So these two buildings just clip on right here, easily separated. They detach from each other as well and you can position them wherever you want. We'll talk about these in a bit. But for right now, let's start off with the cantina. There are actually a lot of ways you can look inside the cantina without actually opening it up. The first is to remove this roof piece right here. As you can see, there's not really much to it. It's not a solid roof, it's more like a sunroof. It's just kind of a frame to give the impression that there is a roof on this place. But to give you better access, we can take it off. You can get into all the little areas through the roof. We can open up all these little hatches. You can actually remove the panels on each of the booths. And you can reach in there and grab your minifigures and do whatever you want. But if that's not enough, you can open this whole thing up. It's held together pretty much by one pin on the inside, and once you do that, you can kind of open it up like this. So here it is at a 90-degree angle. The bar is kind of positioned at a 45-degree angle, and I think it gives you the best perspective of an actual building. However, if you wanted to open this thing up even more, you can do so and bring it all the way to that 180 degrees. And here we have a whole strip. You can see all the little seating areas at once, and I think it's a really cool option to have. And to close it up, just pop that pin in there and it's back to normal. So I've got my little minifigure scene set up here, so let's go over some of the interior features. So right here we've got Luke and Obi-Wan coming through the entrance. They're meeting up with Chewbacca here, who's going to take them to Captain Solo. Right here in the entrance we have a little lobby area. There are 3 seats, I guess, where you can wait to be seated. We have a little device mounted on the wall. I believe this is a droid scanner, because droids are not welcome here, and that's why R2-D2 and C-3PO are waiting outside. We've got 1 swiveling chair in the middle and 2 other chairs on either side, and we've got some steps leading into the cantina. So we've got the 3 little seating sections on one side of the bar and another 3 on the other side of the bar. Each of them have a little brown seat. The one closest to the entrance has a longer bench style seat and a longer table. There's a little brick wall behind one of the seats, a little torch mounted on the wall, and we have a little box that has some binoculars. The other 2 seating areas are very similar. They both have a circular table in the middle. One has a white coffee cup and the other one has a chalice and a glass. We've got some of the patrons just hanging out talking. In addition to the little booths, we also have some less private seating. We have a little table with 2 stools. And these are great because Chewbacca, because of his wider body sculpt, is not able to fit in the cushion chairs, so he has to sit on the stool. On the other side, we've got 3 members of the band playing. I believe there are 7 of them in the movie, but here we have 3 that fit in nicely on this little stage. They all have these little woodwind instruments. In the next section, we have the notorious seating area where Han talks to Greedo. Of course, Greedo has come to collect some money for Jabba the Hutt. He makes a few threats and winds up face down in the table. This one section here has a cool play feature. On the back, there are a couple little levers. Each one operates the seat of the chair, so whichever one you decide to push down, the person sitting on that chair is going to be ejected. And then finally in the corner, we've got a smaller seating area. We've got 1 of those bigger chairs and then a little seat on the right side. Then we've got the little spy, Garindan or Garindan. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but I'm just gonna call him Gonzo because he looks like Gonzo from the Muppets. And then we have the bar in the middle. We've got Wooher up here. He's got a pistol. He's ready for action. He's ready to shoot any droids that walk in the front door. And then little Batgirl Cabe is trying to order some drinks up here. Around the sides of the bar, we have this little railing, and minifigures can actually hold on to this and they can go for a ride. But up on the bar, we've got all sorts of little drinks and concoctions, dispensing devices. And it says some of the shiny metallic parts on the bar were actually used from other droid parts, like the IG-88 head. Back in the corner, we have a little cash register, as well as some drawers. And in the bottom drawer, we have a dog bone. We have a little door on a hinge that swings open and close, where Wooher or his staff can come in and out of the bar. So over on the bar, we've got Ponda Baba, Dr. Evazan. You know, they should have just minded their own business and sat down in one of the booths. If you guys see in the movie, you know what happens when they mess with Obi-Wan and his blue lightsaber. There's also a little area to the left of the band, and that is a little storage room. We've got brooms, boxes, bottles. There are some more binoculars in there. And finally, we have the back door. We can use that to escape if there's any kind of commotion in the cantina or if there's a fire or something like that. There's a nice control panel on the outside. And if you pull it up all the way, friction will hold it in place so it doesn't come crashing down on you. I didn't notice this when I was setting this up, but the spy is over here, kind of hiding out. But when you close this up, he's basically right there at the entrance, right next to Luke. So what turned out to be a sneaky hiding place maybe wasn't such a good hiding place after all. So going around the sides, we have a nice exterior to the building. We have some containers, some barrels. Here we have a box. It's got some tools in it, a container with, whoa, look at that. It's a pair of binoculars. So we've got more binoculars on the outside, so if you weren't able to get your binoculars on the inside, just head around to the back. We've got some over there. We've got some cool ring details. We've got these little antennas sticking up all over the place. We've got this cool sliding door. So a fun fact is that all the doors in the movie open sideways. But in order to save room and space, LEGO made it so the doors open up and down. So that's pretty clever of them. Much cooler than having a hinge door. We have an overhead sign. I'm not sure what that sign says, but it might say Chalmun's Cantina. And that is actually the real name of the cantina. So the sign might say something like, "Welcome to Chalmun's." So another fun fact is that the back of the cantina was never seen in any of the Star Wars films, the concept art, the animated series, or the graphic novels. So LEGO was granted liberties when it came to the design of the back of the cantina. So here we have our little Dewback trough. We've got some water and a bone. Here's a look at Mr. Dewback, all fully sculpted. He cannot move his legs. They are not jointed. You do have to attach his mandible, and he can open and close his mouth. Nice eye and nostril printing. Got some spots on him. The saddle's pretty cool. You can attach different things like weapons or, hey, look at that, binoculars. And if you prefer a non-captive Dewback, you can actually remove his saddle and replace it with this little back piece. You can also remove the reins, however, he still has the little bolt on the sides of his neck. This whole thing can slide out, just kind of sits in here. His little toes go right into the studs. And we also have some of these moisture vaporators. Because Tatooine is a desert planet, they need to actually farm water, and how they do that is these vaporators collect moisture from the air and turn them into drinking water. We've got a large one up here and a smaller one back here. All right, so that's gonna do it for the main portion of the cantina, but we still have the smaller buildings right here. Here's a look at the Jawa hut. Got a little counter right there, little canopy. Sort of looks like a Jawa snack bar. This one's got the door. Slides open. This one does have friction, so it will stay open. It's very narrow in there, but luckily, if your fingers can't fit in there, you can actually open it up like this. So we've got a little seat down there. We've got another box with some tools. We've got some gray binoculars. On the back here, we have a little pistol, and that, of course, is for Jawa self-defense. And this thing just closes together like that. You can open up the dome on this. However, because of the structure, you really can't see anything from this angle. So on the side here, we've got a little ladder. We've got some binoculars. Hey, what a surprise. So on the outside of this one, we've got some more little gadgets. I'm not really sure what this does. Box with some more junk. He's got a little shop going on here. A little workbench. We've got a chainsaw, shovel, just like the cantina. The roof comes off. And you can see down in there, we've got, looks like kyber crystal, a crowbar in a box, you know, just stuff Jawas would have lying around. It looks like we have some venting, maybe an AC unit, which would come in handy on Tatooine. However, there is no front door to this shop. But these two just connect together, and then they just attach right there. And finally, we have our two land speeders. So let's start off by taking a look at this speedy looking thing. This one is the Ubrickian 9000, commonly referred to as the Ubrick. It's got this round pod shape, looks more like a UFO than a speeder. And according to what I've read, this is supposed to be Greedo's ship. I'm not sure if we actually see him in this speeder in the movie. So the hatch just pops open like this. Inside we've got space for one minifigure. We've got controls there. Pop Mr. Greedo in there. There he is. Greedo at the helm. It's a shame he won't be driving this home. So we've got some stickers around the sides. You wouldn't know whether this thing was coming or going. There aren't any headlights. Every side looks the same. You really wouldn't know what was the front and what was the back. And then we have the V35 land speeder. This is the first time a V35 has been created in LEGO form. These are actually yellow pieces right here, but over here we have some stickers on the sides. And these control panels are also stickers. The cockpit just pops off, no hinges. Here we have a little screen, shows kind of the landscape, and there are 6 studs there. So our minifigure has to kind of lie down. Just put him in there. And he's got to kind of be in this lying position, because once the hatch goes back on, there is not much clearance. His face is pretty much pressed up against that hatch. And because there's a white piece there, he really can't see. But luckily, there's room for another person. Hopefully he can steer, and he'll sit back here. I'll just grab Mr. Hammerhead here. I don't think he flies in this ship, but put him in there. He sits there in the back. Hopefully he likes insects, because in this seat right here, you're gonna be eating a lot of bugs. There's no windshield. Back here, I guess we've got some like engines, exhaust, and what looks like a big giant spoiler. So this is sort of like a supercar of Tatooine. So that was a look at the new LEGO Mos Eisley Cantina. Very awesome set. We get tons of minifigures, tons of play features. We even get some cool land speeders and a Dewback. So the set retails for $350. It is a little bit on the expensive side, but a must-have if you're a Star Wars fan, and would look great if you're putting together an entire scene of Tatooine. I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to check out my other channel, DT's Geek Show, if you like this kind of content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.